Welcome, one and all, to Ace in the Roll. Today we're going to be doing something a little different than usual, but don't worry, there will be a new podcast episode going up this Saturday. Today we're going to be putting together a creature for Kraken Week, which is a community event put on by Ginny D and Pointy Hat. As a scuba diver, I've gotten to be around a lot of traditionally scary creatures in the ocean. I've had sharks brush me with their fins, I've sat on the sand near scorpionfish, been stung by jellyfish on the face, actually, I think it was this side. And I've seen moray eels which are longer than I am tall, which isn't that much of an achievement, yet I'm not really scared of those things that much, since sharks and eels keep their distance, because you're not their food. Jellyfish you can simply avoid or brush away, or at least aren't actively aggressive. And scorpionfish just want to hide and be left alone and hunt small fish. So when I saw this challenge, I wanted to look for something I would be afraid to go near. And the list is pretty slim, but the Humboldt squid is something I would never want to encounter in the wild. Now, I didn't want to have to deal with copyright foes, so here's my drawing of this fairly basic looking squid. These squids aren't outwardly super scary, but they are 6 feet long. But what really matters is what they do. They attack humans. And a squid is a decent threat underwater. These squids have tentacles lined with barbs to hold on to prey, and travel in groups of up to 100, which is absolutely wild. Imagine 100 of these trying to swarm you. Okay, I actually have to apologize. I just lied to you for dramatic effect. They don't actually school in groups of 100. They're actually in groups of up to 1,000 and hunt in packs, coordinating their attacks to herd shoals of fish against rocks to attack them, which is a lot worse than just 100 aggressive squids hunting on their own. 1,000 coordinated squid. So this is going to be the first part of our creature, a man-eating and pack-hunting squid. But for our second part, I want to find something more naturally monstrous. Something that looks the part, but still brings valuable abilities to the table. Thus, I present to you the most goofy-looking creature that ever lived, the D&D Monster. Just take that in for a moment, that thing. Yes, this is a real creature that lived in Illinois a bit over 300 million years ago. We have no idea what color it was, of course, so I made mine purple. Its proboscis, that thing on its face, functions as a weird reaching arm as well as a mouth and throat. We really don't know all that much about this thing, but honestly, I just think it's really funny looking. Perfect the way it is. So next, I'm going to take these two creatures and mix them together into one abomination of a monster, which will be undoubtedly classified as a monstrosity in D&D terminology. So how about I put on a quick time lapse of me designing the Tullybolt squid? We can talk about it when it's ready. Well, there you have it. That is our weird and wonderful creature. The design is a bit of a mix of the two creatures, and I decided to start with the Humboldt-like body with the fins of the monster. Then we have the eye stalks of the monster, followed by the tentacles and proboscis of each respectively. I decided that having both weapons may be effective for a dynamic battle, having the creature be able to restrain the player with its tentacles, and being able to bite them with its beak. Now, I wanted to make it purple, so I did. And I had some little stripes. Though I chose more of a blue color scheme, so it could be a little bit more reasonable to blend in underwater. But now that I have the art for the Tully Bolt squid, let's take a look at the stat block I whipped up for it. Starting at the top with its name, it's a mashup of the two creatures it was made from. I tried some Latin things, but nothing sounded right. And Tully Bolt seems about right for a creature that looks like this. I don't know, it just sounds right. It's a medium monstrosity that would be about 7 to 8 feet long with its tentacles and proboscis. It may have counted as a large creature if its body was that long, but since it's just tentacles and the proboscis at the front, I'm counting it as a medium creature. I gave it a 14 AC since squids are quite agile and may be difficult to hit underwater, though I didn't want to make it too high since it's still soft skin if you do hit it. For its health I put it at 45, which is about in between what an octopus and a dire wolf have, which are the two creatures that this is the most similar to. Going down its new stats, it has fairly good strength, dexterity, and constitution, but its intelligence, wisdom, and charisma are lacking. I did give it more charisma than octopus, because if the two things were trying to persuade me, I would much prefer to side with this majestic creature. It has a bonus to perception since squids have great eyesight, and those eye stalks must be good for something. It also has good sleight of hand with its grasping claw, and a decent stealth with its bluish coloration that is definitely not just because I want to color it that way. There's definitely a real reason. It's camouflage. It was not an afterthought at all. Now, I'll skip over a few things here, and we'll go straight to its abilities, starting with Pack Tactics. This is the classic ability that gives advantage to the squid's attacks when it has allies nearby, except with a little wider range, since its attacks have a 10-foot reach instead of a 5-foot reach like most creatures. I imagine that this couldn't be used in a group of 1,000, like an actual Humboldt squid, since 1,000 combat rating 2 creatures would not only overpower pretty much anything, but also that would be the least fun combat I've ever heard of. I'm sure that would take many sessions to fight your way through. It might even take multiple sessions to get through one round of combat, and I don't think anyone wants to do that. So instead, I would say that this thing would probably be better off hunting in packs of 3 to 4. Next up is an ability called Probing Proboscis, which is an ability that allows the squid to reach around obstacles when attacking or grabbing items. It can also reach into spaces larger than 6 inches wide. This means a reef or shipwreck battle could include obstacles which the party has to deal with, while these squids are reaching in to attack the players while they can't quite attack out, causing the players have to be a little bit more tactical when dealing with these squids. For attacks, the squid has 2. A tentacle grab and its beak. For the tentacles, this is the same as the octopus stat block uses, well, the giant octopus stat block of course, where an attack restrains the target as well as deals bludgeoning damage as it crushes the target. To complement this, the squid has a bite with a longer reach where it deals more damage. As well, it makes the creature that attacked have a constitution saving throw, and on a failure deals a little bit of poison damage on top of its piercing. These 2 attacks are to give it a tactical option as well as a damage dealing one, since versatile enemies are a lot more fun to run as a DM and to fight as a player. Lastly, the squid of course has an ink cloud. While an octopus or another creature in D&D would create a radius of ink and dash in any direction, this squid is limited to a cone effect and dashing away from this direction it placed the cone. It's still free to move afterward in any direction with its movement or as an action dash. Well, that's the Tully Bolt squid, my contribution to Kraken Week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd love to know since I've considered making videos like this for a while. If you watched this far, consider subscribing or watching the podcast which I DM for this channel. Thank you all for watching. Bye!